Hello everybody, this is Rob and welcome to R&B Reviews, and today I'm joined again by guest reviewer Darren.
Hello.
Greetings, Mr. Darren.
Greetings, Mr. Rob.
Well, Darren is back. For those of you that
Yes.
haven't seen our Tomorrow War review, it's up if you want to check it out.
Yeah.
But today we're going to be heading to the movie theaters. So this is, I think, the first time you and I are going to be going to the movie theaters this year. I think
Yeah.
Wonder Woman was the last time we went
Wonder
to the
Woman was the
theater.
last time we were in theaters.
Yes.
And it was quite, the experience wasn't really that great with the theater. I think you would agree.
Okay. Yeah. Well, that's something else we can discuss. We're
Yeah.
about to go to see Black Widow, and of course, where we live, things have changed with regulations because of COVID and with vaccines and everything. So I'd like to do a comparison when we get back about how things have changed, but that's later on in the video.
Oh,
so
yes.
we got to let you guys know that we're about to see Black Widow, and this is a movie that you
Yep.
have been waiting so long because it kept getting pushed back
Yes.
and everything.
Back and back. I'm just hoping that it's really everything that I expected it to be. One thing that I'm not that crazy about is the villain called Taskmaster. I'm really not happy with the design. It's very far-fetched from the comics. And I've been hearing mixed reviews. I know that you don't
I
like to
try
look
not
at the reviews.
I try not to look at reviews, and
but-
unfortunately,
But yeah, I'm hoping that I really like it. I know I'm not gonna like Taskmaster. That's the only thing that I think I'm not going to like.
And
So
this time it was really hard for me because unfortunately we couldn't go opening weekend. Because this is Monday night now. Unfortunately I had plans, so that's why the video is a little bit late.
Yeah.
So let me put it this way: I didn't read full reviews. Unfortunately, I accidentally caught glimpses of Facebook posts. Like one of my friends did a post where he gave a rating. I'm like, oh shoot! And I saw somebody say that it was woke. And then somebody saying that this might be the movie that falls through the cracks, and I've heard somebody say that this is a good movie. I'm like, oh crap, I can't be reading this stuff.
Yeah.
So it's really hard to do that.
I mean, I've heard so much from just reviewers, from people in general that I talk to. We'll see. I'm really hoping for the best with this
too.
one, because I mean this is basically the film that's gonna bring Marvel back, into the cinema. The first one that we're gonna see, because all that we've had since
COVID was the shows.
COVID was Disney Plus shows. WandaVision, Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and
Loki now.
and Loki.
Yeah.
And soon to be Hawkeye too. So
Yeah.
I'm hoping that maybe there's a connection with these.
We'll see.
Yeah.
Now, for the record, the movie is not only available in theaters; it is streaming on Disney Plus.
Yes.
But we decided we want to see it on the big screen,
Yeah,
so that's what we're gonna do.
We gotta get back to our beloved theater.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Well, let's go ahead and get ready and go.
Yeah, I got my best. Hopefully, Black Widow impress.
Yeah.
So that's awesome.
All right. We'll catch you guys in a little bit.
Okay. Bye.
Okay, guys, we are back. We decided that we're going to do two versions of this review. We're going to do a spoiler-free, and we also, which is this one, and then after we're done recording this, we're going to do a spoiler cut. Now, before we get into details about the movie, I just want to say, with the different experience between seeing this in movies, theaters versus last year when we saw New Mutants and Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
I remember in the screening room, when you bought seats, the other seats were supposed to be blocked off, and this time I think they opened it up for everybody, because I think at different points there was a percentage of how many people you could have in the screening room.
Right. Yeah. That wasn't the case this time.
Yeah.
Although they had a little trouble with the sound, which kind of irritated me, so I had to take care of that, and then they turned it down. Maybe they're just getting everything all their ducks in a row now, because I mean people haven't really been to the movie theaters, and this is the first film that brought them. It was estimated, Black Widow was actually estimated to make at least 312.
I saw an article where the headline said that I think it made
Or
60 on Disney Plus. Okay. Well, anyway, we'll go ahead and get started with the spoiler free.
Yes,
We're gonna try to be as
yes.
vague as possible.
Okay.
But basically, if you've seen this Black Widow movie, you are familiar with Marvel and Natasha Romanoff's backstory. But when she was part of a program back in Russia, and then of course she broke away and joined, Shield. She ends up reconnecting with some very important people in her life, including her sister, played by Florence Pugh. Her I guess you could say father, Alexi, also known as the Red Guardian, who's also kind of like a superhero like Captain America, and of course the mom played by Rachel Weisz.
Yep.
And long story short, they get pulled in together after being away for so long on a mission involving the same program that the sister and Natasha were in, and they want to basically bring it down. But this is a movie I think you have to kind of experience it on your own, so that's as far as we're going to get. But I personally liked it. It's not my favorite, but what I liked about it was that it was not a colorful action popcorn flick. It was a very, I would say, character-driven movie. All the lead characters have baggage and everything in there. I like that all the characters have, pain, and I liked some of the technical aspects of it because this, like I said, this movie, it's like those spy action thrillers that aren't commercial, like for example, like the scenes where it's like wintry, or it's like in the forest, the lighting's very cold, and when they're in exotic countries, the lighting is very warm, and the night scenes, usually in a Marvel movie, if you're doing a scene at night, you can see the characters, but there's scenes where Natasha, you can kind of just barely make her out and everything. I thought the action scenes were very impressive, and I loved I love the sisters because they can be very snarky and sarcastic with one another, but they have some very good, nice scenes together where they reminisce about how different their lives would be. I also like the dark humor that the dad brings along because he was at the time Russia's superhero, and then that got taken away from him, and he's battling that. I don't honestly. This to me, I like the movie, but this is the first time I felt like I walked away thinking, most Marvel movies you have to see on the big screen. There's a handful like Ant-Man, the Wasp, and maybe Iron Man 2, where I felt like this movie I feel like you can watch it either way.
Right.
But I liked it very much. Not my favorite, but I liked it.
Okay. Now, I'm going to split with you on this.
Oh my gosh! Yes.
Yeah, I did.
Usually, I don't like.
I mean, usually I am ecstatic about Marvel films.
Yeah.
The experience that I got from just like throughout the film was just really lukewarm for me. Really. I mean, it did have a lot of heart in it. I expected it to be a little bit darker and go deeper into it because, I mean, even like in the Avengers, like Natasha and Clint Barton, Hawkeye, they tease like all this stuff happened in Budapest and everything, and then we finally get there, and I was expecting a little bit more of a darker edge to this movie.
I forgot
than what it was. It was more heartfelt than anything.
Yeah, and I forgot to mention this does take place between Civil War and Infinity War. So just to be clear.
Right.
Yeah. So. Yeah, I mean, that didn't really bother me. I do think that it was. I mean, it's not a pitch black movie, but I mean, I felt like it did have some dark moments. Especially with what the characters have been through, like their whole lives.
Right.
But I mean, I agree with you. This to me is not my favorite Marvel movie, but I mean,
it's just not the same.
Yeah, but I felt like it did have heart, and I liked. Some
the heart was there. The comedic moments. I thought Florence Pugh as Yelena Belova was really an amazing character, and who knows, now that Natasha, we all know, perishes in Endgame, maybe Yelena will take on that mantle, but I don't want to get too much into that right now. Yeah, but let's just talk about the cast. David Harbour as the Red Guardian. I mean, he really brought it home for me, and saying that he was like an adversary of Captain America. Of course, his story goes a little bit deeper. Yeah, we'll talk about that in our spoiler review coming up. But I really love Rachel Weisz as Melina. She really brought it home as well, and she looks great for her age. I mean, it was really amazing. Visuals, I thought were. You thought that they were good. I mean,
yeah.
I thought they were a little bit weak for a Marvel movie.
Oh,
really? Yeah. I mean, there was just some scenes that really did it for me, but other scenes they could have been pushed a little bit further with the visual effects and the lighting. Sadly to say, it wasn't the best lighting I've seen.
No, I disagree with you on that. I think I want, like I said, I like that this movie's not trying to be like some of the other Marvel movies where they're colorful, action popcorn flick. I like that this movie's trying to be like some of like I said, there's other like action spy thrillers where they try to go for more naturalistic lighting, and I really thought that was refreshing.
Okay, it was naturalistic, but it was dark at some points where it was just too dark for me. I mean, I wanted the story to be dark, but I didn't want the lighting to go with it, for so to speak.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, but the one thing that I was disappointed going into this movie to begin with was Taskmaster. I really didn't think that that they did the design well at all. It looked like a biker in a hoodie for me, and I know that there is a reason for that, but we're not going to get to that in this segment here. But that was the only thing that really lacked for me, was that Taskmaster design, because I mean, I thought like that he was going to be like this awesome villain and at the heart of everything, and he wasn't. It was basically Natasha's and Yelena's creator that was at the heart of everything. So yeah, I definitely would think that this is a movie that you really don't have to see in theaters.
Yeah, I would probably give this movie 4 stars. I think it's good, not great. I think it's very entertaining, and I feel like this one I enjoyed watching more than Tomorrow War.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm totally not with you there.
Okay.
But I want to say that I'll give it 3.5 stars, just for the heart of the story. And Scarlett Johansson, she's always amazing as Black Widow. But Black Widow really isn't one of my favorite characters to begin with. So I was just like, okay, they're making a Black Widow movie. It could be cool. It didn't bring a lot of things home for me that I expected.
Well, for me, it works as a character-driven movie. I like that it's not the usual Marvel movie, and the lighting did not bother me. But okay, you look like you're eager to get into spoiler territory, so we better get to it.
So basically, I'll stay with my 3.5 star rating.
Okay.
Probably the lowest that I've ever rated a movie, actually.
Maybe, yeah.
So yeah.
Okay.
I don't know.
All right, well, keep your eyes open for our spoiler review. So if you have seen Black Widow, please post your comments in the comment box below. Let us know what you thought. And if you're interested, please visit the main page. Look at some other movie reviews of movies you can either see at home or catch in the theaters. And let us know if you saw it in theaters, how your movie-going experience was. And don't forget, there is a post-credit scene. And if you're watching Disney+, it ties in with some of Disney Plus's stuff.
Yeah, but that's all that we're going to say in this one.
Okay.
But okay, so from Russia with love, dos vidania.
All right, catch you guys later.
Okay, bye.